Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to living braver and celebrate the theme of perseverance. As expressed in KG Montjane's rise to the heights of Grand Slam wheelchair tennis, Tshepo Mohlala makes an everyday name a legacy denim brand. 5th time's the charm for Cape Town cycle tour rider Mark Fairbanks. Recording artist Jakkie Louw shares the formula for songwriting success. If at first you don't conquer Everest, climb and climb again proves the answer for Saray Khumalo. Making Prima Ballerina was worth a decade of pliés to Nicole Ferreira-Dill. Bringing her followers the best of Bloem is a labor of love for Jeani Meyer. And spot the clue in the show and stand a chance of winning a smartphone worth 20,000 Rand by answering the weekly show-related question on our social media pages. Talking of resilience, meet our top women's wheelchair tennis pro. She's made the world's 4 biggest tournaments, almost quit for lack of resources, bounced back with a major endorsement, and here she is, defending her SA Open title.
Hi, Insider SA. I'm out here at Ellis Park, playing in the Spring Open, and my name is Montjane. Do I have any superstitions? Yeah, I think I do. I just want to serve with 2 balls. There's a certain amount of bounces I do on the ball, and sometimes I just don't like talking to anyone before the match. So I think those are just my superstitions. My childhood in Limpopo, it was quite interesting because being born with disability, it was quite tough to play with other kids. But obviously as a young kid or as a toddler, you don't understand all those things, why people don't want to play with you. But I was fortunate enough to go to a special school where I found, other kids who are just like me, and it was quite a positive environment for me to just grow up in. It started not nice, but it turned out to be beautiful because I found myself in an environment where I really enjoyed myself and I was more comfortable being there. How I discovered wheelchair tennis, I was back at high school, I was in matric, and obviously I was a very athletic kid at school, so it's just the approach that I got from the school that there's a new sport that I need to try it out, and I just went and tried it out, and funny enough, it just worked out.
What do I think makes KG a great tennis player? She's, number one, very versatile. So she adapts to a lot of situations, and in the game of tennis, there's weapons that you need, and I believe she's got one of the greatest serves on tour. It's a lot of repetition that we do, so it's life principles and basics of discipline, and you gotta go through structures all the time. So it's all about basics and repetitions.
Being the first African wheelchair player to play in 4 Grand Slams, it's such an honor for me because it's quite tough, to just hang in the top of the rankings and be able to play at such a higher level. So, the difficulty of just getting into Grand Slam, it's high, but being able to achieve that for me, it's really an honor. And so I am just grateful to be able to be part of those players in the world who get to play at that level.
This is pretty gracious for a woman who practices with such determination, spends so much time in the gym, and earns every ounce of respect from sports scientist Kirsty Elliott.
The customized elements to her workouts are usually based on the season or the time to competition. And so when it's further away from competition, the workout would be predominantly based on strength and often endurance, where we set the base. And then as she works closer to her competition, we work on more ballistic, powerful, fast movements that replicate tennis specifically. In terms of her adaptation with her prosthetic leg, we don't really adapt the workouts very much. She's very capable in most of the elements of training, and so we would push her to do as much as she can with her abilities.
Obviously, you're focusing on a specific area where you really want to improve. and you can monitor that progress and help me stay injury-free. And yeah, I feel confident in my body.
What I enjoy about training with KG is having the opportunity to push her when she gets the fulfillment of seeing what the hard work and how that's paid off. And then the teamwork and collaboration really gets stronger and stronger the more that we do that.
To enjoy the highs and not dwell on the lows, KG balances her physical with her mental shape and enough time out.
What I like doing on my off time, it's, I do a lot of reading, a bit of, music, producing beats, but solely just for myself. Most of the time, I just like watching TV. How I first started producing music, obviously having long flights, being alone in the hotel rooms as I travel, I just had to figure a way to sort of push time and not to get bored, and that's how it all started. And I just discovered a software on my laptop, and I was so curious, what is it? And I just started playing around with it, and I found it quite cool because, then it became something to help me push time. It's only just for fun, it's just solely for fun, nothing hectic, no particular reason why I'm doing it. I just do it for fun because I love music. What I hope people take from my success story, it's just for them to realize that your situation doesn't really define you. I know how hard life is, but if you really want something better in life, you need to be able to accept change. You need to start somewhere, and change, that's where it is. So I just want people to realize that it's okay to change certain things in life. So I just hope that's what people can take from my story, that your situation doesn't really define who you are. There's always a chance to change.
Champ, you just became our guru. One with a racket, a wheelchair, and a master's degree in life. Coming up, from his Sunday best to a flagship store, Tshepo Mohlala builds a legacy brand, and Mark Fairbanks makes it 5 Cape Town cycle tours. If you were dressing for the perseverance that life demands, you'd have to start with jeans. The story of Tshepo Mohlala's denims embody the spirit of the working man or woman, their dreams, struggle, and triumph against the odds.
So I was raised by my grandmother, who was a pastor, and she was one of my pillars in my life. And she always said to me, Tshepo, you are a gentleman and you should dress like one. So every Sunday going to church was a show. You always had to look good as a pastor's kid.
He wanted his denims to wear his name, so determination wasn't all about turning a profit, but the principle of his brand.
One of the difficult things that I've encountered was, how do you make Tshepo such a common name? How do you make locals buy into a common name as a premium brand? That was one of the most difficult things that I had to go through as a brand. And when I first moved in here at Victoria Yards, I had our branding, our story on the wall, the name on the wall. And one of the artists who is in the area within the complex walked into the space and said, listen, man, you are a king and you deserve a crown. I was like, oh, snap. He took a paper, wrote my name and put a crown and said, here's your crown. I think our unique selling proposition locally is the fact that you can walk in and pick with one of our designers. We can help create your ultimate pair, your perfect fit for your shape, for your figure, for your legs, for your style, for your everyday purpose. That's what has actually been the main selling proposition for the past couple of years.
Now, alongside those legacy denim labels stocked in SA's topmost fashion emporiums, stands his name.
Everybody, we are in Hyde Park in our first retail store, our flagship store, and welcome to our little denim haven.
We tell a story with each and every item that we make, and that's what we're doing with our brands. That our brand is more of a storytelling brand. I've been here for quite some time, and not only do I see him as my big brother, it's more of a working relationship of you are my boss, you are my mentor, you are the person that sees the potential in me to grow further. And that's why I'm taking this journey with you.
My model here is wearing our Works trucker jacket. The fabric is coated. We've played around with the stitching. The t-shirt that he's wearing is wearing a t-shirt that was inspired by COVID and also inspired by the labels that you find on your clothing, and we took that and made it a self-care t-shirt. And also we've got the classic label at the end. All of our jeans come with a red overlocking at the bottom. That's our signature. Every pair of jeans that we have comes with a crown. We're not limited to just gents. We also do some stuff for ladies. Cool, our lovely lady here is wearing our dungaree from a collection that we recently did for We the People, which was inspired by our South African preamble. It's a dark indigo denim with white stitching, a contrast of fabric that we played with as well. We went to the old prison where Mama Winnie was imprisoned, and we took the metal tips from the steel bars and we put it in here. So when you buy a piece of South Africa. And she's also wearing a We the People t-shirt which has a messaging, Aluta continua, because the struggle still continues.
I love it. I love it. The texture, it's good and it feels very comfortable and it's quality.
2019, I received a call from the British Embassy. I think Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were doing a tour, African tour, and I received a call that Meghan Markle would like to actually wear jeans on her tour. Meghan actually came into our studio, so we also created a pair of jeans or dungarees for little Archie.
So Tshepo's always on the ball. Tshepo's always finding new things to do, new things that we can hop on, things to make our brand a better brand. He, to me, is a great businessman because he can tell a story, he can run with a story. He makes you as a person, as a client, as a customer, believe in what he is selling.
We're building a global giant, and it's going to take time for us to get to where we ideally want to be. This is just the first step to getting where we want to be in the next couple of years.
Why do we never want to get rid of our favorite pair of denims? Because they've been with us through thick and thin and live to tell the story. Capitec is driven by a small family culture, celebrating and helping each employee to achieve their professional and personal well-being. This week, we meet product head for the consumer card department, Mark Fairbanks, in his happy place as he embarks on his 5th Cape Town cycle tour with the full support of his home and work family.
So welcome to my garage / man / bike shed. As you can see, I have a penchant for everything with 2 wheels. So we've got my motorbike here, which I generally use for commuting to and from work, but have a little bit of fun on weekends with occasionally. This is my road bike, which I will be using when I take part in the Cape Town cycle tour. And then I've got my mountain bike, which I use for sort of falling down mountains gracefully. With a road bike, you're looking for something that's obviously going to be quite nice and lightweight. It's something that can cut through the wind and travel at speed for a reasonable distance without creating too much drag. So just by way of comparison, the road bike is just over 7 kilograms in total, as you see it here. The mountain bike is roughly about double that. I work at Capitec Bank. I've been there for about 6 years now. It's a great company to work for. It's very different from the traditional banks in that it's quite innovative in its approach to work, and I suppose also encourages work-life balance. I've been cycling for about 6-7 years now. For me, cycling is my breakaway from reality. It is my opportunity to de-stress, a chance to get fit and to stay fit and to mingle amongst like-minded people.
His bikes are affectionately known as his girlfriends to friends and family, but I know he's a much happier lad when he's been on a cycle, and it's nice because it gets the family out and about. I get to have a coffee in the most beautiful places in the world, and the kids go cycling with him as well, be it on the road or be it down the mountain.
great thing about using Scan to Pay, especially for people that are on the move, is the fact that you don't need to pull out your card, you don't need to carry it with you, you don't have the risk of carrying cash. You just need your phone, which you'll generally have with you anyway. Quick, easy, secure transactions.
So for coffee or breakfast on the trail, the Capitec banking app is like a wallet on your phone. To make digital QR payments through Zapper, SnapScan and MasterPass, simply scan to pay and be on your way. Which Mark was, joining the first Cape Town cycle tour in 3 years.
Today I'm looking forward to obviously having a good ride, having a bit of fun out there, enjoying the camaraderie of fellow cyclists, the beautiful scenery and the support of the people along the route. I'm hoping to aim for about a 3-hour 30 finish. The conditions look great for it this year. There's often always things that are outside of your control, but all things going well, possibly even slightly better than that. This is my 5th attempt at it, and often the races and events are those things that you aim for. So what you would do is you'd go out and you'd have your fun rides with your mates, but when you're preparing for an event, you would go and target your training a little bit more. You'd make sure you build yourself up to the particular event, make sure your body, mind and equipment is all ready and prepped, and it's great to have a target or a goal that you're aiming for.
The cycle tour is a multifaceted event. It's a boost for the economy of Cape Town. It's no secret that major events in the city attract large numbers of visitors who are spending money staying in accommodation, restaurants, etc. So it really is a much needed boost for the economy. But even more important than that is the fact that this event is a charitable undertaking. There are charities that not only benefit from the money that the event raises, but charities that use the event as an opportunity to generate revenue for themselves and also awareness. So there are a whole bunch of really good things around it that come to the fore with the reopening of major events, so we're really pleased.
For me, perseverance, and it's linking to cycling and in life, I suppose, is all about having a goal or an aim or something that you believe in. If you can keep in mind what you're aiming for when you come up against hardships, when you come up against difficulties, when you come up against conditions that are outside of your control, you know, keeping that goal in mind is what keeps you motivated, what keeps you pushing forward. I feel absolutely great. Conditions out there were perfect today. Even though there were less crowds out there was still a lot of chaos. There were a couple of accidents along the way, but managed to stay out of all of them. I managed to find some good groups and did a really good time, so I'm very happy. I think it's about setting a goal and about trying to push yourself, trying to dig a little bit deeper each time to see if you can improve. So yeah, I'll definitely be back next year and hoping to do even better than this year.
If you could do with a little support to help persevere in what you set your mind to, stand a chance of winning a 1,000 Rand cash prize courtesy of Capitec. Simply reply to the competition post on the insidersa.co.za social media platforms using hashtag #LiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website. Still to come. Jakkie Louw and Hiram Koopman put a song in our hearts. Saray Khumalo turns mountains into libraries. Nicole Ferreira-Dill dances her dream roles. Jeani Meyer loves Bloem, and you stand a chance of winning a smartphone worth 20,000 Rand when you answer the weekly show-related question on our social media pages and website. The more weekly questions you answer, the greater your chance of winning.
Sponsored by Capitec. Simplify banking. Live better.
Good morning, Montjane. Can you feel it when Africa smiles?
It's said of Jakkie Louw's gigs, if you aren't moved to your feet, you don't have a pulse. Don't quote us on that, but he is a double SA Music Award nominee. 15 years in, he still sells out venues and joined us for a kuier in Franschhoek.
Hello and welcome to 7 Koppies. I'm James Strauss-Fundra, I'm one of the owners. Please come in, follow me.
Hello, my name is Jakkie Louw. I've been an Afrikaans musician for 23 years, actor and writer.
I'm Hiram Koopman. I'm a saxophonist, arranger, composer, and I have the privilege to sit with this great musician in Franschhoek. Amazing.
Beautiful, kijk eens op.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Prachtig. Okay, so I started making music when I was 16 years old. The previous year, my actual brother died, and that was kind of my way to pick up the guitar and write songs, you know? So my first songs were way back when I was younger, and I started writing sad songs because I tried to write myself out of this depression of my brother dying. And then I just went to Stellenbosch, started playing the pub scene, and started opening for bigger artists than me, and that's how I started, yes.
I met Jakkie Louw. I was doing a show with Emma Adams, you know, and walked into the venue, and Jakkie Louw was on stage. There was a little backstage area, and you know, we went in. It's like, who's this guy? And everyone was just like screaming. And afterwards, I went to him and was like, "Hey man, who are you?" And he was like, "Hey, I'm Jakkie Louw." And that's where we started this journey. Like my grandpa was a musician, and I said, "Hey Pa, I want to become a musician." And he said, "Become a better person." Wow. I'm like, you know, and that kind of thing kind of stuck with me. And I had the privilege to play with my dad in one band and my grandpa. It's like 3 generations. And, you know, I saw him playing, and that's the thing. When I saw Jakkie, I was like, this is the better person, you know, and that kind of lacked onto me, and just like, this is my friend. And then we started making music, you know.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. That's very nice.
So we became better friends.
If you walk into the rooms, it looks like it's from the very old kind of classic vibes, but it's modern, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we haven't got a lot of time to leisure these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take a drink.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
The guest house is located just at the opening of the Franschhoek Valley, so 8 minutes before Franschhoek if you're driving from Cape Town. So this here is the special 7 Koppies view, which I think is hard to beat. And on one side here, we have the dining barn and fireplace area. We've got a lovely round fireplace. And then on this side is the pool barn, where the swimming pool actually goes beneath the barn. We have a lovely 25-meter lap pool as well. I think it's actually one of the biggest pools in the area. Mark and I have created something that is quite unusual, or certainly different to any of the other hotels and guest farms in the area. For both of us, this is very much a recreation of our childhood homes. And so our goal was to kind of create this kind of slightly nostalgic feel where you're reminded of those things that you loved most as a kid. Because I always find that even as an adult, it's those moments where you're very happy as a kid that are very uplifting. So that was really the goal with this house.
When I came in here, it was so like you feel like you kind of at home.
We go to a lot of guest houses all over the world.
Exactly.
So we kind of know. We are kind of the best trip advisor there is because we know what is needed. But this one is in a different class of its own.
We should start like a Jakkie Louw trip advisor.
Ja, Jakkie sê.
Jakkie
sê waar jy moet gaan lê.
Dis lekker.
In our music, children singing, sounds so sweet, clap your hands, stomp your feet.
The single of his latest album is When Africa Smiles, co-written by Jakkie and Hiram.
Yeah, When Africa Smiles is a song that I wrote with my friend Hiram in Hermanus.
Yeah.
And it's all about, it's time for us to smile again, man.
Yeah.
And we are the most beautiful people in the world, in the most beautiful town today, Franschhoek, going on the most beautiful tram.
Yeah, I think whenever the song is played, people need to dance. They need to feel the energy because...
jive.
Yeah, I must say jive. Cool. I must say cool, you know. So it's a happy song, you know, and it's pretty much like the festival kind of song.
It makes you borrel inside, you know,
and the beat is also so much African, you know, and all our South Africans can basically relate to that.
When Africa smiles.
The history of the tram goes back to humble beginnings in 2002, where it was the idea from David and Sean Blythe to get something going on this line that had been sitting dormant for about 10, 15 years. After many years, 10 years in fact, of hard work and slog, we were able to get our first tram and 1 bus onto this line. And well, it's history since then. 2017, another 2 double-deck trams. Now we're running up to 10 buses, 26 estates, just amazing.
Enough time to learn. Mr. Louw is an author too. His musician's handbook is a complete guide to the profession, an art form he knows well after 8 albums.
This is a blend of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, which is a 60-40 proportion. And it actually stayed in the bottle for 12 to 14 months. So it's actually a very nice brut that gives us much more of the nice fresh acidity, like the nice citrus aromas, a little bit of some nice pear. You also have some nice almondy flavors. We do have the oyster on your left-hand side. It has some trout caviar, some spring onions, and then we put a drizzle of some mignonette vinaigrette. And then the second oyster is the one that has some nice kiwi, daikon, and also some sweet chili caramel sauce. The third oyster is the one which is some kimchi, nourishes, and we do have some sesame oil as well on there.
Lekker né?
Very nice.
Proes nog. Magnifique.
It sure beats the cheese and wine at any exhibition we've been to. The art was first class too.
We are particularly known for our outstanding quality in sculpture. So in the gardens, you will find works by renowned artist Anton Smith, also Theo Magor, Rudolf Roshashaki. We always have an ongoing exhibition, so the gallery shows as well as the garden do change constantly.
Check is Rambo die politiehond. Rambo, Rambo, die politiehond. Dis Rambo, Rambo. Ek gaan honde. Honde.
The guys recorded their latest work in 3 languages, a festival of culture just like this gallery.
To see all these different pieces of art here, the colors and the sculptures, and there's actual people from here that made it. And it's just amazing, I think, for our nation, as of Africa, to have like a tram and have like, for the people from other countries, they can come here and see this country is amazing. The people are friendly. Everything is like upmarket and it's nicely looked after. So I think the whole experience really, for me, was amazing.
There was another kind of amazing busy cooking at our guest house and in the kitchen of Chef Inam Mafanya.
So basically, I was raised by my grandmother, right? So from school, I'd come back and we had to do some gardening to, those were like my chores, basically. So it was literally from the garden to the kitchen. So anything that had to do with food or, I think I would say the basic of cooking, that's where it came from. The simple kind of food that you can find at home, that's what we're about. Basically, I work with other local farms to buy some of my ingredients. And yeah, so for starters, we're gonna have that lemon risotto. That's going to be infused with some egg yolk, some parmesan, some lemon zest and juice. The main course, we're going to have a roast chicken with rosemary, mashed potatoes, and a nice garden salad. And then for the dessert, we're going to have a tiramisu.
Just desserts for the perseverance of a decade and a half of touring. Other nights, it's a pie on the fly.
Okay, to stay healthy on the road is you've got to make a decision not to eat a pie after 10 o'clock at night.
I love a garage pie at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
Yeah, a pepper steak pie.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
But you've got to eat a piece of fruit with it. I love cooking. I'm a foodie. If I'm at home, I've got everything that I need, and so I'll try new stuff. So I will Google something new, and I love food. Making food is absolutely awesome, and I think it's a superpower if you can make real good food, like the chef tonight. Yeah. Ek is op ouderdom nou, I think, where what I want to do, I do. The item asked me, Jakkie, what do you want to say to the people? And that's when Africa Smiles came in. I said, I want to tell the people everything's going to be all right. We're going to be fine.
Whenever something happens, you recreate yourself and you write something about it, and then you just go on. And it's a new hit. Like when Africa Smiles.
Sun will rise on African skies. I will see you. You will see me. I can feel you when Africa smiles. Goeiemorgen, Sawubona. Good morning, Montjane. Can you feel it when Africa smiles? Hey!
The African woman to whom not even the sky is the limit. And this Prima Ballerina gets to enjoy her audience on stage again. She's an award-winning mountaineer, business executive, a Guinness World Record holder, and a mother of two. She summited Mount Everest, peaks on 3 continents, and raised millions for grassroots education with every step she's taken.
Hi, my name is Saray Khumalo, a mountaineer, and I love the outdoors. And this is one of the places that I visit and I love to hike. So come on, let me show you. Welcome to my world.
The Walter Sisulu Gardens are a fitting practice ground for an African woman who's reached the heights of mountaineering, from Africa to Nepal, Russia to South America. She's kept her priorities grounded in uplifting our next generation. It certainly has taken perseverance.
I decided to take on Everest because it's one of the 7 summits. After making a commitment to summit the 7 highest peaks on the 7 continents around the world and use it to raise money for education, I went on a research, spree where I tried to find out how do I go about it. And fortunately, I met with Sibusiso, and he said, you train for every mountain that you need to climb differently. And we went for Everest because he was going in 2014, so that was my first attempt. And thereafter, the rest is history. I went back and back until I was able to summit. And in 2019, 3 weeks before I went to attempt Everest, somebody that actually told me no Black African woman had summited Everest, because I didn't know that in 2013, lost his life. And I reflected on why I was saying 2020, why was I waiting? And I picked up my bag, called Noah Hanna, and said, can I join you? And he asked me he said, yeah, I can. And I went to Everest and made history. And for the first time in 66 years, someone like me was able to step on top of the world.
Ask Sarah's son, Asinkosi Khumalo, if he aims to emulate her, and it's clear she's raised a thinker and a doer.
With her achievement, it's not to say that I need to emulate her achievement itself, but simply to understand that any dream that I have, I can take to the same scale that she has. So the idea that you only fail at your dreams the moment you give up on them. It's like she constantly held on to that dream. And it's like I've taken that from her to say that, dude, the point is to remain resilient, remain focused. And it's like, don't expect people to wish for you to reach your dreams and actually like you can just chill and just wait and somehow you're going to get there. It's like you need to hold on to that, that belief in yourself that you can bring this to fruition.
In a Guinness World Record cycle, Sarah partnered with iSchool Africa to fund iPads loaded with digital libraries for underprivileged children.
I'm very passionate about education and literacy. And it's because I am here talking to you today. I've been able to step on top of the world because of the investment that my parents made in my education. I believe education is the equalizer. It's the one thing that can ensure that African children are not second-class citizens in the global village. I like saying that because it contextualizes where we are at and where we need to go. Through education, we can ensure that we have less crime, we have less unemployment, we have a better world tomorrow. How else can we, ensure that this is possible today? It's by making steps like this to invest in our young. So philanthropy and raising funds for education has been part of my journey since 2012, when we first climbed Kilimanjaro and raised money for Kids Heaven. It's been an exciting journey, one that has been full of exciting moments, on the mountains as well as off the mountains, and also some cries in there. But what is exciting for me is the fact that I've been able to raise over 2.6 million rands, built over 15 libraries, and now we're on a journey to build digital libraries and make a difference. And you can climb up on a mountain and take a selfie and talk about it around the braai, or you can climb on the mountain and make sure that the next generation is left with a gift that is sustainable, that gives them a chance to be a big player on the global stage. When I finally summited Everest, it was humbling. First of all, you get up there, you're tired, and the Sherpas kept saying, you know, it's there, you keep going. I mean, we had been climbing from 10 o'clock in the night, and when I got there, I just realized, you know, it was the end. And I sat down and started reflecting about many things. First of all, about Lwazi, who had believed that I was going to be the first Black African woman, and I had passed away 3 weeks before I started my expedition. I thought about my mother, who always used to say to my sisters and I that the sky is the limit, and how wrong she was, because the clouds were beneath me. Someone like me from the township was on top of the world, and all the important people were somewhere down there. All the people that I thought were closing doors on me because they didn't believe I could do it were actually closing little windows and left the gate wide open for me to walk in. It was possible.
Now, coming from someone who has worn tights, what I can tell you is there's no app for ballet, no green screen or adding fireworks in edit. On this stage, the dancers are the stars and the special effects.
Hi, I'm Nicole Ferreira-Dill. I'm a principal ballet dancer with Joburg Ballet. I'm inviting you all to come and see a backstage day of how we put on a huge production and how it goes. I started ballet at the age of 5, and when I was 12, that was when I really decided this is what I want to do. I want to make ballet my career, and I started putting all my focus into becoming a ballet dancer. I've been with the company with Joburg Ballet for about 15 years. It's quite a long career for a ballet dancer, I think for any athlete. So I came for the audition when I was 18 years old. And you know, it's so funny, my parents always used to say, before I came for the audition, they used to ask me, what is your plan B? If you don't get in, what is the plan B? And I just said to them, there is no plan B. I am getting in. So I was lucky enough to get in, and I've been in the company ever since. I've loved my journey. I've danced beautiful roles. I've really had a happy career here.
If the serene Nicole makes it look and sound like a dream, dancer turned artistic director Ian McDonald gives us a reality check.
One of the biggest characteristics, in my opinion, for a dancer to join the company is determination. I think you have to have the drive and the desire and the passion. You are going to be disappointed. There are going to be days when it's not going to be easy. You're not going to get cast in certain roles. And I think it's about having the discipline and the focus to keep going and striving to achieve almost the unattainable.
I'm dancing the character of Sugar Plum Fairy today. So I'm doing quite a light makeup. I'm wearing a silver tutu, so I don't want to do very bright colors. So I'm going a little bit more silver grays on my makeup today, and we'll see how it comes out. In the past 15 years of being a professional dancer, I've probably done about 10, 11, 12 different versions of Nutcracker. But yet, every version you do, it still stays special. I think it's just the music is so beautiful, the choreography is beautiful. But I think what also makes it that little bit extra special is I got the opportunity to choreograph the Snow Pas de Deux in Act 1. And it's my first time choreographing for the company. So I'm really excited to showcase my work on this amazing platform. I've just put my tutu on for Sugar Plum Fairy, and I'm really excited. This is when everything comes together and I start getting excited for stage. The look that we've gone for Sugar Plum is really expensive, all the diamantes, and yeah, the tutu is beautiful. The headdress, on the other hand, is huge. I'm used to wearing a slightly smaller headdress for Sugar Plum Fairy, but anyway, we will make it work. It looks beautiful from the stage. My shoes for Nutcracker, about a week before the time I really start making sure I've picked the right shoes, I've prepared them properly. And yes, so my shoes, I'm ready to put them on and ready to go. Super excited.
Decided to present the Nutcracker as our ballet at the Joburg Theatre because it just feels good. It's amazing memories, but let me tell you, from a dancer's point of view, The technical requirements and the demands on the dancers are right up here. It's one of the most difficult ballets that a dancer could do. And the sad thing is, from an audience perspective, it looks so easy and it looks so, oh, we're just wafting from one side to the other. And for the dancers on stage, technically, it's extremely difficult. The strength to get through this ballet is so demanding. Ballet is like a physical sport. It's like the top athletes where they've got to train 24/7. And just when you think you've achieved something, the demand and the expectation is to take it to the next level. And I think that's why the dancers keep coming back day after day, doing their classes, pushing themselves.
I've got two big achievements that I'm really proud of. Ever since I was a little girl, my biggest dream was to dance the principal role in Swan Lake, to dance both roles, Odette and Odile. And that dream came true, which I'm very thankful for. And then my second greatest achievement is obviously being promoted to a principal dancer. I think being a principal dancer in any company is such a huge achievement, and I feel very honored to be able to have been given the title of principal dancer. My main form of inspiration is just literally my love for ballet, my love for being on stage, my want to be on stage. I think that's just what makes me work hard and keeps inspiring me to be better and better every day.
Catch Nicole live in Joburg Ballet's The Nutcracker at the Playhouse Durban on 18 and 19 December. Right after this, social media whirlwind Jeani Meyer gets everyone loving Bloem, and 10 data bundles of 10 gigs each must be won.
Insider SA, connected by Vodacom RED. Switch to a new Vodacom RED plan to unlock more.
Got one of those friends who just gets it all done, in style, on time, and never seems to break a nail or lose their cool? Here's how one such Bloemfontein brand specialist and business dynamo does it.
Hello Insider SA, my name is Jeani Meyer. I'm Executive Director of OFS Smart Repair, creator and founder of I Love Bloem. Welcome to my hometown Bloemfontein. I look forward to spending the day with you.
Jeani's secret recipe to multitasking is one she's happy to share.
My day starts with a very early morning school run, maybe a bit of exercise, and then heading out to the office. But when I do have time, I like to have a good brekkie with the kiddos. I've quite a schedule with work and kids and everything I do. Vodacom RED VIP is very much part of my everyday because it allows me to be connected on the go everywhere I go. So there's a lot of time spent on content creation and social media and communications and PR and client services and marketing. So with Vodacom RED VIP, not only do I get to choose from the very best mobile devices to get the job done, but I can actually structure the plans that I have enough minutes and data that I need to get everything done that I have to get done in the day. Having breakfast as a family is very special because usually it is chaos in the mornings. We don't always get to do breakfast together. I love sitting at the table, having a conversation and just spending some quality time with each other. So if you do enjoy a lekker breakfast like this every now and then you need to exercise. So one of the great benefits is the online classes that you get with Sweat 1000 for 3 months, absolutely free. So you can exercise in the comfort of your home.
The mental creative workout follows with Jeani being executive director of a hands-on family business, bringing her design and marketing skills to give the company an extra competitive edge.
Welcome to OFS Smart Repair. We are the premium auto body repair centre in the Free State and Northern Cape. My dad started the business 37 years ago and I've been here for the last 16 years. So at the office, passion and persistence is absolutely key. I think especially when things get challenging, like it's been for the past 2 years. And if the pandemic has shown us anything, you need to get up and show up every day, do your best work, and have grit and real love for what you do.
In Jeani's case, that involves giving the auto repair business a relatable Instagram account while running her online retail clothing store and a blog profiling Bloemfontein creatives and businesses.
The pandemic has really changed the way that we communicate, not only at work, but at home as well. Everything is just so digital these days. Let me just quickly check in with the hubby and just make sure everything is all right with the schedules and with the kids. Hold on, let me give him a call. Hi, baby. Also, okay by die huis? All right met die kiddies?
Ja, nee, en het nou 'n bietjie cricket op buitekant gespeel. Ek is nou op pad werk toe weer.
All right, ek gaan jou later sien. Bye. Hi, Caesar. How are you? The reason that I love living in Bloemfontein is that we're big enough to have that big city feel, but we're not that big that we lose that small town community. We don't have a mountain or a sea, but we definitely have the best down-to-earth, genuine people that live in Bloemfontein, and we've got such good coffee. Can I have a latte, please, Suzanne? Thank you.
Jeani understands that information needs to excite imagination, and so hers is never at rest.
I got into social media and content creation because I had to position my brands onto social media, and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram became so relevant as a marketing channel for all of our brands that we had to start creating content specifically for that. I once read a quote that said, if you're on social media and you're not having fun, you're not being inspired, and you're not laughing, you're using it wrong. So the type of content that I like to post is light-hearted and fun and has a good sense of humor. I just feel when people give you their time and they interact with your content, you should make it worth their while and add value and entertain them. Another great benefit of Vodacom RED VIP is the device theft cover that they have, and also the screen damage cover. I cannot tell you how many times I've broken the screen, so it is a wonderful benefit to have on your plan.
A little spoiling with some year-end lifestyle rewards will be welcome. Having worked so hard this year to keep her hometown, its brand and enterprises open for business.
Chin.
Last stop for today is the Atelier, which is the studio of my very good friend Tony Penn. Vodacom RED VIP is all about unlocking benefits such as travel discounts and creating signature experiences, and that is exactly what we're doing here today. We're going to create a signature experience of my own. I'm turning 40 at the end of the year, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my theme for my birthday. And Tony proposed the coolest theme. Tony, what are we doing?
I know you love music, I know you love fashion and color and festivals. So what I propose this year we do is a celebration of all of that in the form of Coachella, but we're going to call it Jeanichella.
Oh, I love it.
And because you've had such a tough 2 years, I thought, let's end the year off on a high. And celebrate life and make it fun and quirky. So it's a celebration to end off this fantastic year.
And it's a signature experience.
We only do signature experience.
Yeah, that's true. Cheers to that, Tony.
It's a turn.
Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, I'm always on the go. So cheers for now. I got to get back to planning my party.
Experience RED and unlock more with Vodacom RED. Stand a chance to win one of 10 10-gig data bundles courtesy of Vodacom. To enter, find the Vodacom post on the Insider SA social pages and comment on the post telling us what you like most about their new plans. Com closes at midnight on Saturday 23rd October. Winners will be announced on Expresso on Monday morning 25 October. T's and C's apply and can be found on the insidersa.co.za. Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.